What is going on, everybody? It's Steven here and welcome to a quick update video on the Elephone P7000. So today in the morning an auto got released for the Elephone P7000, and today in the morning I also talked a bit with Elephone, so what has been changed in this update and what they're going to fix, and well, it sounds pretty interesting. And today I want to do a quick update, so what has been changed, how usable it is right now, and also talk a little bit about the stability of that phone, because yeah, there was a real shitstorm about my band test, which was honestly just a video to show people how the build quality of that phone is. But well, a lot of people sent me emails like, phone destroyer, and you just talk crap about the P7000. It was funny to read all that, but well, I'm an honest person, so I'll show you all aspects of the smartphone. And today I want to do an update because the software has been updated, and honestly most of the problems on the Elephone P7000 were software problems, but also some hardware problems which we're going to talk about in this video. So now guys, let's get started and let's talk about the first point, which should have been fixed with the OTA from today. Ladies and gentlemen, so the first thing which has been fixed, or actually let's say optimized, is the camera. And I honestly have to say, pictures are looking way better, but they're still far away from being perfect like on the OnePlus One, for instance, which comes with the same sensor. But let's see what the future brings. And so far, the sharpness somehow has been improved, and I have two golden Elephones here. So I flashed one with the older firmware, one with the brand new OTA, and I took pictures from the same thing at the same time, and we can quickly compare them. So the camera app is still the same, and I haven't seen many new features in there. But we can just have a look at the settings here. So we have 13 megapixels here in 4:3 and 16:9, which is looking good. So you can see here full screen. Video mode still the same, like here, video quality to fine. And what I will do right now is we'll just go outside. We'll do some sample videos, like from the rear camera and from the front-facing camera. And let's also compare some pictures, because another thing in the changelog is that they have improved the LED flash. Now, it's not stronger, but I think the timing is better, and the post-processing is also better, because on the older firmware with the LED flash pictures, they looked awful, like yellow or something like that, sometimes pink. But now they are looking decent, but the LED flash is still a bit weak if you want to take pictures in complete dark rooms. But it's way better now, the timing is better, and the post-processing, so that's really something I have to say. So let's just quickly go outside, let's do the videos, and then let's compare some pictures. Now here's a quick sound recording test with the integrated microphone and the sound recorder. And you will hear, if you just raise the volume a little bit, you will hear the background noise. And the antenna at the bottom, so on the bottom PCB, is very near to the microphone. The isolation seems not to be that good, so GIS China pointed it out. Big thanks to it, because I didn't notice it in the beginning. But now, yeah, you can definitely hear that, so that could be better, but I think on my white model it was even more than here on the golden one. So maybe this also depends on how good your phone is assembled, but the overall isolation between the microphone and the antenna at the bottom doesn't seem to be very good, and they're also very near together, so they could influence each other. Okay, so that's the voice recording test, and now let's test something different. So guys, here comes a quick back camera test on the Elephone P7000 running the latest firmware. We're currently filming here in full HD with video quality set to fine, and EIS is off, so electronic image stabilization. And well, it's looking quite good so far. I cannot really tell you if it looks better than on the older firmware. I've just checked it out on the computer, and it seems to be a bit sharper on the outer borders. So somehow it feels like it, but it could also be the focus, I'm not really sure, it's really hard to tell. But just check for yourself how the quality looks for you on the computer. So you see the automatic lighting adjustment, white balance, everything is working. We can just have a look at some objects in the background, which are more far away, so you can see if we can get them sharp on the phone. And there we go. Let's have a look at the house here in the background. And you can see I can get this here sharp, and also the lighting adjustment is correct. So let's have a look at some close-ups and maybe some colors. Oh, that flower here is looking beautiful. Roses or something like that, but very nice. And this should actually be a very slight and good looking pink. And on the phone, so let me focus. Maybe on the phone it doesn't look that nice like in reality, but the colors stay okay. and yeah, so far I'm happy with that. But just remember, everything is set to automatic lighting adjustment and AVB, so you could play around with the colors if you adjust them manually. But close-ups are looking okay, also objects in the background, so far I'm happy, but I think so the IMX 214 can do a better job, just like on the OnePlus One, where you can also film 4K, and also the Full HD movies, they are looking better, because probably the lens and the whole camera module is a little bit better. But all in all, the video quality is not bad so far. So let's quickly go and let's switch to the front-facing camera on the P7000. So guys, here's a quick front-facing camera test on the Elephone P7000 with the latest firmware. And so far it's looking good, but I was also satisfied with the front-facing camera on the older firmwares. But you can see I'm currently driving around here, so it's really not laggy or something. The colors, they're looking okay, but yeah, the blue is a little bit off, I think. That should actually be some light blue. Looks a bit different here, but all in all, front-facing camera is a bit wide angle, as you can see, so you can see here many things of the car. And front-facing camera is definitely not too bad, so that is looking good so far. Here a quick video comparison between the old firmware on the right side and the new firmware on the left side. And they are looking very similar. Maybe here the colors and the lighting, but this could be the problem with the screen brightness, because on the older firmware the screen is much darker than here on the new firmware. But well, as I said before, I'm actually quite happy with the video quality. It's not looking bad so far. And yeah, let's just have a look at some sample pictures. Here's just a quick picture comparison. First of all, we have here a picture of my pond in my garden with the old Elephone P7000 software. You can see that the outer borders, they're actually quite blurry. Just have a look at the grass here on the right side. We can now compare it to the new version. And for some reason they have changed the colors, the saturation and the sharpness, the overall sharpness, as you can see. So it looks here much more sharpened. Then you can see both were on automatic white balance. And yeah, the colors here looking somehow different, but everything looks sharper here also on the outer borders. So it seems that they did read some reviews, and just like on GIS China, they also said it's blurry on the outside, and now they just sharpened the whole picture, and yeah, it's somehow looking better, but yeah, I'm still not really good for the IMX 214. Here also a quick comparison how the LED flash acts now in dark areas. On the right side on the older firmware you can see it's very yellow and looks strange. And on the left side we now have a white and clear picture, but the LED flash is kind of weak. Like for instance with a Samsung Galaxy S6 it would be like daylight here, and here you can see we have some darker areas around the picture. But usually the LED flash on cheaper China phones is always kind of weak, so I would say it's okay. With the new update I also get a much better battery lifetime. The screen brightness slider is now working, we can just check it out. And that's lowest brightness, so almost nothing. Then let's go slowly up. And well, you can see it's working until 100%, very good. And not sure why it doesn't show the usage of the battery, but well, I've used it from something like 10 in the morning until now 4 p.m. and I still have 55% left, and I really did a lot. I did some recordings, GPS test, and so far I still have 55% left. And before, so on the older ROM version, it was just empty after 10-12 hours maximum, and I couldn't even get through a whole day. But now I think I can get through a whole day, but I'm a person who uses the smartphone a lot, so every couple of minutes I just look on my smartphone, always online in Skype or something like that. I don't switch off 3G. So 1 day of battery life should actually now be possible, I think. Really depends on the person, because you can activate a lot of stuff like intelligent power saving standby, so make sure you switch it on. Automatic brightness also now working, so that's looking good so far. Another cool thing which has been improved is the fingerprint scanner function. So now you have finger app lock here in the fingerprint scanner settings. And that's a really cool thing because it allows you to lock several apps on your system. So first of all, when you enter it, you have to input your fingerprint. I will do it now. Nope. Okay, now it works. And we're now here in the fingerprint app lock application. So now you can just set which apps you want to lock with your fingerprint. Like for instance, if you have a girlfriend and you have several other girlfriends and you have WhatsApp or something like that, and you don't want that your girlfriend is reading the messages from other girlfriends or something like that, or some other bullshit, then you can just switch on the option here to locked, and then every time you want to access that application, you have to give the phone the finger, like you have to unlock the application with your fingerprint. And that's a really cool feature. I missed that when I actually tested the phone for the first time, but thanks to Elephone we can now all use that feature, which is very useful in my opinion. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that was the improved finger scanner. I also noticed that the compass is not working on the latest OTA, and I think it worked on my white version, but well, north is actually exactly here to the left, but it doesn't matter how you rotate that phone, it's always showing in some wrong direction, like here, here, here. So the compass is not really working. So, well, north is actually here and not somewhere here or here. So forget the magnetic sensor, compass is unfortunately not really working on most of the Elephone's P7000. But I think it was working on my white version, but the white version was running on some older version, and not really sure about that. Maybe it's just a firmware issue, so software issue, or maybe it's just a hardware issue. The changelog also says improved Hall sensor and improved system interface. Now, the whole sensor was working actually on all ROMs, so it was working pretty good, and yeah, you can see we have here the clock, and if you open it up, boom, there's the display. If you close it, there's the clock. And yeah, there was actually nothing wrong with that in the other ROMs, but they have just said that they improved it. Well, so far so good, but they also said optimized system interface. I'm not really sure what that is, and they couldn't also tell me what they have improved, but the ROM feels so far quite stable and quite smooth. But now I want to show you some benchmarks to check out the overall performance and if the performance has been improved. So let's go, guys. Now the performance of the ROM is unfortunately still bad. On YPI I got something like 45K in Antutu. It runs really smooth, just like on a brand new Lenovo phone. But here, for instance, with the stock ROM, I get 31K with 64-bit enabled, even less, and it really sucks currently. So the performance is not good on the stock ROM. If you flash YPI, then you will see a huge performance boost. Then games, well, sometimes I have some huge FPS drops, then it lags for some time, becomes unusable, I have to force kill the game, really depends on the game, but so far the performance on the phone is not really good. So we have a lot of optimization potential, and if the performance becomes like on the YBUI ROM or even better, then this would be really good. But for now, even here with the latest ROM update, we just get 31K to 32K in Antutu, which is not really nice. So also in Geekbench, I don't even want to show you gaming tests because, well, the performance right now could definitely be better. Now guys, before we come to an end, let's talk a little bit about the build quality of those phones. So far, I'm not really happy with the build quality. There are phones for less, for something like $150, which come with better build quality. Even though the specs of the phone, not bad. But I've pre-ordered some for the shop, and just before I sent out all the pre-orders, I tested the displays, and I just made sure that the phones are powering on. And then I saw that some of them have clouding, such white marks on the display. It's now very hard to see it on that model because this is actually one of the phones which doesn't come with a lot of clouding. And we have just here some white marks. It's really hard to capture that here and here with the camera. Usually if you have a black wallpaper, something like that, it's really hard to see. But on some of the phones, it's really strong. And that's because this phone is really flexible. So if you have seen my bend test, the phone really bends a lot. And I can also show you that with the back cover. So you see? Not really applying so much force, but it already bends. And this is just like on the Elephone P8, but on the P8 it was definitely okay. And here it also bends a bit if you have it in your pocket, so if you wear skinny jeans, I cannot recommend that. So if you have such a big phone, always wear it in your jacket or something like that. But here on that particular model, only the screen is coming out a little bit of the frame, but the rest of the build quality is actually okay. But I had the white version and it had a lot of those white marks and you could definitely see them almost all the time, and it was quite annoying. And in Europe that's something like a display fault, and usually people can send it back. So I was really pissed because, yeah, it's just something which shouldn't happen on a phone over €260 with tax. So that's actually something which really shouldn't happen. And the overall body quality, I mean, it's okay. It comes with a metal frame, but the metal frame, you have seen from the inside, it's no real chassis. It's actually just an outer frame, and it doesn't give the phone any more stability. It's just like a plastic phone with some metal around it to give it a better look. But the overall build quality of the phone really doesn't impress me. But many people ask me if the glass here is Gorilla Glass free, and I think I can now confirm it. I have done some scratch tests, and I just want to show you that. So you can see how scratch resistant the screen is, so actually the glass, and you have seen the bend test. So the glass is really flexible and it didn't break, even though we bent it a lot, so that's something which is good. But now let's go and let's do a quick scratch test. So here comes a quick scratch test, and Gorilla Glass 3 is actually very stable and you need a lot of force to make some scratches on the screen. So there we go, let's quickly do a scratch test. Oh, that feels really bad, but it only feels bad. I cannot see any scratches here on the screen, so just some slight ones. Let's try it here with the knife. Oh, that doesn't feel good. Holy crap, did we scratch it? Well, just a very slight scratch, but I applied a lot of force, oh my god. So the glass seems really to be Gorilla Glass 3 or something like that, maybe GG2. I really can't tell, it's really hard to tell because you would have to measure the amount of force you need to scratch it. But I can definitely say it's very scratch resistant. If I would do that on the GIR US3, I would have some massive scratches here on the glass. But here on the Elephone P7000, the glass seems to be scratch resistant, so that's looking good so far, guys. So sorry for the update video in that short time, but a lot of people asked me now, should I cancel my order, is the phone really crap? And I just told them, it depends, so get your own opinion, watch the review once again, it's 60 minutes and covers almost everything. But as I've said, most of the bugs are software bugs, and I'm looking forward to another release because it's getting better. And I can see developing going on the Elephone forum, so you will definitely see something now. Cyanogen mod has been released. It's still far away from being perfect, but at least you see they are doing something. And there are brands where you don't see anything, like Number One. I've not seen any custom ROM for Number One which was cooked by the community or with help of the factory. So if you just keep that in mind, then Elephone is really not a bad brand. But that phone somehow, in some things, was a fail, but all in all, it's really not bad if you have got it for the cheap price. Now, if you want to buy it, you can still buy it from eFox, for instance, link down below in the description to make some promo. But I just really appreciate that you watch my videos, and I really hope that you can now decide if you want to get the phone or not. So thanks for watching, some more reviews will come these days, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, guys, have a nice day, and bye bye.